Put yourself in this position. Imagine being a Democratic presidential candidate right now. It's pretty hard to stand out in the field. There seem to be dozens of Democratic candidates, maybe thousands of them. It's a huge group, but weirdly, they don't disagree on much. They're not allowed to disagree. Like all fundamentalist religious sects, the Democratic Party does not tolerate dissent. Everyone believes the same things. The Amish have more intellectual diversity than the Democratic field. So as a Democrat, the only way to the nomination is by winning gold in the Victimhood Olympics. You've got to convince voters that you have suffered more than anyone else. That's not always easy for some of the candidates. Cory Booker, for example, hasn't suffered much at all. He grew up in an all-white neighborhood, the son of two IBM executives. He went to Stanford, and then Oxford, and then Yale Law School. And yet, with a straight face, there's Cory Booker telling you all about his triumph over racism. Kirsten Gillibrand also came from privilege. She went to Dartmouth. She was literally handed a U.S. Senate seat. Just, here's a Senate seat. She took it. She doesn't mention any of that now. Instead, she talks about sexism and the harassment she supposedly faced. You see the point. In 2019, whining is power. Pete Buttigieg understands that. Buttigieg may be the least oppressed person ever to run for president. Both of his parents were college professors. Buttigieg went to Harvard and then to Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar. After that, he spent 3 years at McKinsey. That's where ruling class drones are taught the finer points of sucking up to corporate America. Buttigieg got an A in that class. Our system has been extremely good to Pete Buttigieg. If he's a victim, then nobody's a victim. The term has no meaning. So how does Pete Buttigieg win his party's Victimhood Olympics? Simple. With the Mike Pence story. Pence, you'll remember, was the governor of Indiana back when Buttigieg became mayor of South Bend. As Buttigieg has suggested recently, this set the two of them on a collision course. Pete Buttigieg is gay. Pence is a traditional Christian, meaning that he pines for the social structure of the 12th century and, above all, hates gay people passionately. How much does Pence hate gay people? Watch this explosive exchange from 2015. Pence was asked directly about Pete Buttigieg. You can see the rage in his eyes, the venom that flecks his lips. Mike Pence looks dangerous. Brace yourself for this.
I hold Mayor Buttigieg in the highest personal regard. We have a great working relationship, and I see him as a dedicated public servant and a patriot.
Whoa. Could you feel the hate radiating from that man? Highest personal regard. In other words, away from me, sinner, you are filthy and repulsive. Great working relationship, says Mike Pence. Sure. Among evangelicals, that's well-known code for, once I establish my theocracy, I will throw you in my dungeon and let you rot for eternity. Dedicated public servant. Patriot. Oh, please. Pence might as well have spit in Buttigieg's face and called him a reprobate. It's the same thing. It's gay bashing. Now, Buttigieg responded to attacks like these, as you'd expect. He warmly gave Governor Pence an I Love South Bend t-shirt and joined him on a fitness walk. Buttigieg wrote about the whole thing on Facebook, if you want to read the unnerving details sometimes. To this day, he seems traumatized by his experiences with Mike Pence. Buttigieg recently told a crowd in Austin to, quote, not judge my state by our former governor. He accused Mike Pence of social extremism. He called him a cheerleader of the porn star presidency. On CNN, Buttigieg even suggested that God himself disapproves of Mike Pence.
My marriage to Chasten has made me a better man. And yes, Mr. Vice President, it has moved me closer to God. And that's the thing I wish the Mike Pences of the world would understand. That if you got a problem with who I am, your problem is not with me. Your quarrel, sir, is with my Creator.
Don't think that was written by consultants at all. Well, you can imagine how Mike Pence responded to an attack like that. When you call out a man as hateful as Mike Pence, what do you get in return? I hate tsunami. And that's exactly what Mike Pence delivered. Watch this.
I've known Mayor Pete for many years. We worked very closely together when I was governor, and I considered him a friend. He knows I don't have a problem with him.
Damn those evangelicals. When are they going to learn to love their enemies as the Bible commands? Pete Buttigieg, by contrast, is an Episcopalian. So he expresses his Christian faith by defending late-term abortion. and relentlessly attacking people who have been kind to him. It's more effective than talking about the city he leads. In 2015, South Bend's murder rate was almost the same as Chicago's. Aggravated assaults more than tripled since Buttigieg became mayor. Rapes have nearly doubled. But Buttigieg doesn't want to talk about any of that. He wants to talk about the real victim here, himself.